What's up guys, welcome back to Fancy Goldfish Fanatics. Today I'm going to be showing you how to build your own budget DIY filter, so make sure you stay tuned to find out more. Hey Fanatics family, welcome back. As always, check out those links in the description and make sure you follow us on Instagram. Today I'm going to be showing you how to build your own budget DIY filter for absolutely nearly zero cost at all. So you're going to need a few things for this filter and a little bit of DIY handiwork. So without further ado, I'm going to show you exactly what you need and how to make it. So first up, you're going to need an empty lemonade or Coke bottle, just an empty plastic bottle that you'd normally chuck in the recycling. So that's the first thing you're going to need. Next up, you're going to need an air pump just like this one. You can use a much smaller one if you want. You just need something to run a single air stone for this filter. Next, you're going to need the air stone. You can just use some airline without the air stone attached, but I find the air stone gives much more flow throughout the filter and really helps to pull the muck into the filter and get your water crystal clear. Next up, you're going to need some tools to build your filter. So we need some scissors and then like a multi-tool, otherwise something that's got something sharp like a knife or some pliers so we can push some holes into the plastic. Otherwise you can use a small handheld drill, something like that. And then finally we're going to need some media. So here I've got some ceramic rings. You could use Alpha Grog, Biohome, any kind of biological media. And then you're finally going to need some filter fleece or some fine grade sponge that you can cut to size that will fit the shape of the bottle. The first thing we need to do, we need to get our bottle. Now it depends how deep your tank is and how big you want your DIY filter to be. Now these filters, they aren't the best filters in the world, but they do a good job, and they're especially good if you've got a small quarantine tank, hospital tank, or just a small tank that you don't have too much bio load. You just need to turn that water over very gently. So this is going to be quite a small filter. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make the filter around this sort of height. So probably I'd say 40% of the bottle. So what you need to do is cut the bottle out all the way around, and then I'll show you the next step. So now, as you can see, we've got the top of the bottle just like this, and you can probably already notice that I took the label off and just washed it all out. You want to make sure it's rinsed out and there's no residue left of whatever was inside. Then the next thing we need to do, we need to take the bottom of the bottle and then cut that out, because we're actually going to use this to hold all the filter media in place. So you can either cut down from the top or then otherwise cut in from the side. You want to be leaving... Oops. You want to be leaving around an inch and a half from the bottle as from the bottom, as this is going to sit inside of the other piece of the bottle. So there we have it, the bottom of the bottle is cut out just like that. And what we want to do is we want to make some holes in the bottle so the water can flow up through the filter, and this is actually going to be inverted and go inside of the other part of the bottle. So what we want to do now is make as many holes in the bottom of the bottle as we can, nice and large, so lots of the waste and particles can get through into the filter. You can use a multi-tool, as I said, or even better is to use a handheld electric drill. Just drill maybe 15 to 20, 25 holes in the bottom of the bottle right here.
One eternity later.
Now I've made some holes in the bottom of the bottle, as hopefully you can see. Instead of making lots of small holes because I didn't have a drill, I just cut out lots of big holes with the scissors, and I used the knife to make the hole. Obviously I haven't got any tiny fish, so I'm not too worried about the hole being too big. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this piece inside the other piece, and then just to show you what it looks like, and then obviously we'll be putting all of our media in there. So the bottle sits just like that, and then that will sit on the bottom of your tank, and then the flow will come out of the top. So the next step is we've got to get our media in here. I'm not actually going to be using that media that I've got in the bag, but I've just got it as an example to show you, because this bottle obviously isn't going to be going in that tank because I don't need the filtration, but I just want to show you how it all fits together and how it comes together. So I'm going to use that ceramic media just for the purpose of this video. The next step is to put the air stone within the bottle. If your air stone is too large to go through the top, what you're going to want to do is thread your air line all the way through the top and then pull it up so your air stone sits just in the neck of the bottle. Now, this filter works basically on an airlift system. So what happens is air is pushed through the air stone and then the air rises to the top of the surface, which draws more water in and flow underneath. So the drag of that water being pulled through the bottle and pushed out of the top is dragging all of that waste and helping your nitrogen cycle to occur. So now we've got the air stone in. You don't need an air stone this big. If you're making a huge one, maybe with a massive water bottle, like you can get those big 5-litre bottles, then maybe you could use a larger air stone. But this is the air stone I had to hand, so this is the one I'm going to use. So we've got the air stone in there. So the next job is to put our biomedia. So it's best if you put your biomedia in first, well, after the air stone, sorry, before your mechanical. So as you can see, we've got our ceramic rings in there in the mesh bag, just so it's nice and easy to clean. And then what you would do, you put your mechanical filter next, so either sponges, but I'm going to use some filter fleece. I've got a piece of filter fleece here, so I'm just going to rip an approximate section for the size of this bottle, something around that size. And then what's going to happen, we're going to push that filter fleece in there, so that's going to pre-filter out all of the dirt. Now obviously if your bottle's bigger, you can add multiple layers of ceramic or biological media. You could add lots of Biohome, for instance, or even lots of Alpha Grog if you really want to make this a budget filter. I just had this media lying around. And then we want to get the bottom of the plastic bottle, and then we're going to put that into this right here. If I can try and fit it, there we go, just like that. And then that is your filter made. So that's going to sit on the bottom of the tank. The airline will go out to your sponge filter. Absolutely super cheap filter. The filter fleece came from a huge roll, so that piece of filter fleece probably cost about 1 to 2 pence. The ceramic rings I had lying about, if you use some Alpha Grog, you could fit maybe, I don't know, 50, 100 grams of Alpha Grog. That's probably 20, 30p. And then you've got your air stone, 50p to £1. And then the plastic bottles just left over from some lemonade. So really, this filter only costs around £1, if not less than that. And if you've only got tiny fish, this is absolutely great for that. You could make multiple filters, and then obviously you do need the air pump, which is an expense, but most people have got an airline or an air pump running, or they've got one lying about. So that is my budget filter, all for the cost of under £1, and that is perfect for small hospital tanks, quarantine tanks, and maybe if you've just got some fry, because they are not getting sucked into there. If you have got small fry, what is best is to make the hole smaller, and then they will not get sucked into the filter. And not only is this filter providing the nitrogen cycle and removing that physical waste, it is also aerating your water and not causing too much turbulence and flow, which obviously we know fancy goldfish do not like. So that's it for this video. I hope you enjoyed my budget DIY filter for under £1. I hope you will subscribe and stay tuned for the next videos. Thank you all for watching. Remember to keep those water changes up, and happy fish keeping.